I think there's something even more important here with respect to the Minassian case. And that is the fact that the only link between Minassian and the so-called incel movement was one Facebook posting that was made the day that he drove the van down Yonge Street. In the intervening time, and I've been following the story since that time, I've yet to see any evidence whatsoever that he made any other posts online, that he was part of incel forums online, that he was in contact with like-minded people online, or in real life with respect to this whole incel way of thinking, if you will. And one would think, with all the investigative journalists and people out there who are merely curious, that it would be quite easy to find this link between Mr. Minassian and the larger community. It doesn't appear to be there, not to the best of my knowledge. And I could be wrong. And if someone could point out instances where he did in fact post this material or engage in conversations online or offline with other incels, I'll simply accept that as what it is, but nothing has surfaced up to this point, which leads to a very, very interesting hypothesis. And I think this came out in the interview. If you saw the interview that Minassian held with the police on the day he was arrested and the days following, masterful interview by a police officer trying to get him to explain what he did. Minassian certainly talks the talk of an incel, which means he was aware of it. He had researched it to some extent. It's almost as if he sounds almost too perfect. It's almost like he almost fits the bill too well to be an incel. So that, plus this lack of obvious, overt online information that relates to his membership, if I can use that term, in the greater incel community, leads me to think that maybe he's not an incel after all. I'm not saying he wasn't frustrated in his relationships. I'm not saying that he wasn't angry at women, for example, who would not go on dates with him and eventually sleep with him. But this almost sounds a little bit too perfect for me. It almost sounds as if Minassian's really trying to be an incel without being one.